Hey, Bruce here with the 5-Minute Handyman. One of the important things to do when you're working on walls in a house, especially the exterior walls, is to make sure that they're insulated correctly. So let me show you some of the hardware and we'll talk about it. Alright, so what I've got here is I have an exterior wall, we've got a window, and we've got some insulation here. So I'll take a look at the integrity of this insulation, and you can see how mushed and thin this is. So this is not really doing very much. What I've done is I've replaced this one already, the one that was in here, with some new stuff. And let me just show you what good insulation looks like. Okay, so this is R19. This is about 3.5 inches to fit within the studs. And so what it does is it fills up the whole area in between the outside wall and the inside wall, the sheetrock. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just gently pull this out. I don't want to generate too much dust here with this because these are fibers of glass, fiberglass, and yeah, this is not doing too much. So let's put this off to the side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to measure and cut a new piece. Now here I've got a section of insulation, and let me just show you how I go about cutting this. It might not be completely intuitive. So you might think that it would be best to just take and cut from the paper side, but what happens is when you do that with your utility knife, it's going to rip and tear the paper. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I will put it alongside of my opening, and I'm going to make just a little bit of a tear in the paper. Okay, so I see right here where I need to cut. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over, keep my finger where that is, and I'm going to take this board here. I can use anything really. What I want to do is just smush it down, and then when I push with my utility knife, I'm going to get a very clean cut. And so from here, what I'll do is I will take and set this up into the space that I've got, and I'll show you how we do that. And so I've got a 2x4 that's here, and what I need to do is I need to feed this around back. Now when I'm working with insulation like this, I could have on one of those white masks or some other type of way to protect my lungs from getting the glass fibers. And so usually I will use one of those white masks, the dust masks. And so what we're going to do is we're going to just feed this back through here. And the goal with fiberglass insulation, or really any insulation except for the rigid stuff, is to have an air layer. And what happens is the way insulation works is all these glass fibers that are here are holding very small air pockets, and that gets filled with air, and the heat transfer through that is very poor. And so that's why it insulates the walls. Okay, so what I'll do here is just pull this to make sure I'm even all the way around. Okay, and then there's little tabs here which I'll make sure that it goes over the top of my studs. Okay, so I have this insulated, and so now I'm ready to put on some sheetrock. So that's the process that we use for cutting insulation. And if you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe to my channel, leave some comments, let me know what kind of things you'd like me to show you how to do.